Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the Go4Heroes ESL new league. We're in the Americas. FourCourtJester and the Shane Gucher. We had a very fantastic game number one, but coming into game number two, wow, we got some powerhouse names. Mr. Shane, who do we have on deck?
We have a Cloud9 Maelstrom versus ESV Wildfire. ESV Wildfire, the team who just took out a surprisingly close match, taking out Team Heroes Hype, who played very well, but unfortunately not good enough. I'm really looking forward to this. Wildfire has been a rather successful team as of the past couple months. They haven't really won a championship yet, but they've taken games off of Symbiote. They've taken the games off of all the other big names. So they definitely have the potential to beat Cloud9 Maelstrom, especially in a best-of-one scenario. The draft is underway, though, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like ESV Wildfire went ahead and banned out Stitches, and the follow-up ban from Cloud9 Maelstrom was the Tychus. So pretty standard bans so far. And the first pick there looked like it was a Falstad. So ESV Wildfire said, okay, you're going to ban the Stitches, we're going to get the Falstad. That seems to be the current way teams are drafting is if you ban Falstad, we get Tychus. If you ban Tychus, we get Falstad. If we get both Tychus and Falstad, we win.
That's very true. A close third to that will also, of course, be Vala out there. But Stitch has been getting a lot of bans. The Putrid Bio has been doing a lot of work. Mm-hmm. Of course, you always got the hook pressure. We saw that last game with Team Hero Hype. They didn't win, but geez, Miwa was not on point with that Stitches, and my goodness, we're never going to find someone else better at those hooks. But yeah, as I said, with these assassins, it's all about the Tychus Falstad, then it's kind of all about the Vala, then we kind of see more and more with these melee DPS coming in. But, Maelstrom, they know what's up, and who's their next set of rounds, sir?
They went with the Vala, as you mentioned, and the Arthas. So picking up the strong frontline warrior in Arthas that we see all the time. Vala, obviously, one of the standard assassins we see, as you mentioned, when there's no Tychus and Falstad, the fallback is pretty much Vala. Yep. And then ESV Wildfire went ahead and picked up two heroes that are definitely making a big resurgence into the scene, and that is Witch Doctor Nazeebo and Zeratul.
Nazeebo and Zeratul. Definitely more and more people that we've been seeing here ever since the patch. Ever since Jaina basically came to our world, we've been seeing this huge resurgence of Nazeebo as we've shifted away from the double tank, the triple tank, with the one assassin, all the way into like triple assassin, 2.5 with the specialists, as like I like to call it here. It's very, very interesting time to be in the alpha. But again, Void Prison, we saw some fantastic Void Prisons. Last game, you can definitely do a lot in terms of separating out your opponents. And, this is going to be the Lacard's Bay. And Void Prisons here, especially around the turn-in, can make or break a team fight.
Yes, they absolutely can. And the follow-up pickups here, being with the Brightwing Tassadar and then an Uther, Brightwing Tassadar from the Maelstrom and then the Uther Chen pickup from ESV Wildfire. So we talked about it last game. We'll touch on it a little bit how the warrior meta right now is pretty much between 1 of 3 warriors, and that's Chen, Arthas, and Stitches. Almost said Falstad. Chen, Arthas, and Stitches, and that's pretty much exactly what happened this game. We see Arthas, Stitches got banned out, Arthas being picked up by Maelstrom, and then Chen being picked up by ESV Wildfire. I really like the Brightwing Tassadar pickup by Maelstrom. Those are two great supports. Obviously, Brightwing is more of a healing utility support, while Tassadar is more of a damage utility support. He used to be just damage, but obviously with the most recent patch, he changed him up a little bit, and they nerfed his damage a little bit, and now we're seeing more of a utilitarian build coming out of him. And look at that pick, Sean. We haven't seen him in a while.
Both of the team comps here are very, very different. I mean, we had Vala as the first, but then we go into Warrior double support, and now Abathur on the specialist. If I had to take a guess, it's going to be double Vala with probably double Strafe. I
would imagine so.
That's my bet here. And, on the flip side, though, we do got the single warrior meta with the Chen. But on the same side, Uther, a very tanky support. He can definitely be that front line. They're going to have a lot of control between the Uther and the Chen. They should be able to put up a good front line for Nazeebo and Falstad in that back, because we saw Ravenous doing work. We saw the very big pressures of Falstad. He was our first ban last game. Yep. In our last game, he was the only ban because, only one ban per side. But either way, the front line here from ESV Wildfire is looking very scary, and I'm curious to see what this Abathur is going to do here for Maelstrom. Both these teams, they know what's up. I mean, Maelstrom, if that's not going to be an Abathur dunk train, then obviously we're just doing something wrong with our life. But we're also going to be jumping into the game here, guys. Game number 1 in this best of 1, Maelstrom and Wildfire going to be heading to the Blackheart's Bay.
The Black Hearts Bay, the common theme among this between a lot of people I talk to is that it's on, quote, a timer, end quote, just due to the mechanism of the map. But I actually like it as a spectator and a caster. I love the objectives on the map. I also like how the asymmetry going on between the bottom lane and the top 2 lanes. I think it kind of just brings a new dynamic to a MOBA brawler game like this that we normally don't see. And can I just mention the wonderful Nexus, the trio of Nexus champs, horses that we have over Nexus. What are they called? The Nexus Striders? What are those things called? Chargers. Nexus Chargers on the side of Cloud9 Maelstrom. It looks like we have King Caffeine playing the Lich King Arthas. Zuna actually playing the Abathur, not Dunk Train. Dunk Train go ahead and getting on the Tassadar. Kenma on the Brightwing. And down it looks like Biceps playing the Vala Demon Hunter on the bottom lane for Cloud9 Maelstrom. What do we have over there for Wildfire, Sean?
All right, I must have missed a memo at some point because once again, we're seeing ESV Wildfire. They're grouping up. They're going to go for this bottom lane pressure. And, Bims is actually going to be the first one up. He's going to take quite a bit of damage. But, throwing down the zombie wall, that's going to be an Abathur symbiote there to try to save out that tower. If they can get that tower, and again, they are not going to quite yet. That's going to be a huge spike in the experience. But now, again, they've set themselves up for a YOLO situation a little bit later when they have a bit more oomph under their belt. But still, this was the problem that I kind of saw in the last game. If they don't get anything for it, they're going to be so late to the other lanes, which means they're going to be behind in experience, at least initially.
Yep. One thing I'm going to be looking at here as the game starts to transition a little, or not transition, but go on a little bit, is how is Zuna going to build that Abathur? Is he still going to stick with like the split pushing Locust build, or is he going to go more of like a Spike build where he can do more damage in team fights and whatnot, especially because that ultimate evolution essentially is 30 seconds longer of a cooldown than it was before. And that's a really big deal. The effective uptime on Abathur in team fights basically went down by a substantial amount. And that's one thing that ESV Wildfire is going to be looking to punish is every time the ultimate evolution is on cooldown, they're going to be trying to force the issue, forcing objectives, forcing team fights.
Well, we're going to have to see how well they can actually force that issue. Dunk Train has the range on his Psystorms. You saw it right there. Trying to keep an eye on that Zeratul. A good informational kind of pick there with that Tassadar. A lot of a lot of shields, but he'll also have that Oracle under his belt, which means that he is going to be able to keep track of some movements, especially as Poom is not leaving the Dunk Train alone. This is also 2-man bottom right now. Zeratul hasn't, I think, roamed out of bottom as of yet. The chest did spawn. They were able to capitalize quite a few coins. In fact, the coins did fall 5-1? What? Oh, because we turned in 4. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, all right, so it was 5 apiece. And having Poom down here for that extra pressure meant that they were able to secure that chest. You can now see the little camps are also going to be a big priority. King Caffeine and Kenma are off doing those. It is only Zuna holding down the mid, so where is all of Cloud9? Dunk's bottom, Zuna's mid, and it's King Caffeine and Brightwing are the 2 roaming. That's fine.
Yep, that makes a little bit more sense. King Caffeine already picking up these coin camps, but he's got to be careful because he's under the watchtower. He has 9 coins. If he gets taken down, that's a lot of early game points. It looks like he's going to be able to get away with help from Kenma. But at the same time, as I'm talking about that, Poom down in the bottom lane, it gets first blood by taking out Falstad. So I didn't actually see that. Well played by Poom, though, to secure themselves that early game kill.
Quick corrections, actually Biceps that got the kill.
Oh, his Biceps got the kill. I apologize.
Nope.
I saw Poom down there, and I had a little mix-up. My apologies.
Yeah, so Biceps killed the Falstad. The Falstad is teammates with Poom. If he got the kill, well, I think we'd have a little bit of drama going on.
I just saw Zeratul there and was like, oh.
No, not a problem, sir. So yeah, getting that first blood, it's not going to be a huge deal because we still had Poom in that lane, was able to soak up a little bit. But King Caffeine with 11 coins. The wall was going up here with Dunk Train and Biceps just soaking in all that damage. But 10 for 10, that means that we're going to have a lot of damage in this town in the mid. And again, with the changes to towers, that's 4-8, that's 1,200 experience now going to be under the belt of Cloud9, but they're not going to get the fort for it. So some teams, they said, yeah, it's worth. Other teams are still very old school. They want that tower first, and this could be actually the first kill for ESV on Kenma, but they're not quite there yet.
Kenma was very quick on the pixie dust on the polymorph as they ran in there, grabbing the watchtower, so he was narrowly able to get away. And yep, this turn is going to take down those towers for Cloud9 Maelstrom, and there is that advantage that we talk about with those early game towers, that almost an entire level advantage going the way of Maelstrom, and soon to be more as that fort is really, really low.
Ooh, Wargreymon, very dicey. Came to the bottom the Giants and he got them stolen, and another kill going to go the way of Cloud9 as well. That kill actually means a lot more in the grand scheme of things, because now Poom is stuck to the bottom lane. We're going to actually have the roam straight up. That's going to be the mule pickup, and it's not going to matter. This fort is going to drop. That's going to put us almost to level 9 now for Cloud9. And bottom lane, they had their giant stolen out, which means that we're not generating any pressure down there. So not only are we not getting any bottom lane pressure, you're keeping a hero out of the fight from ESV Wildfire because he needs to soak, and the roam was just absolutely set up wonderfully.
Yep, another chest being spawned up here, so another opportunity for both teams to pick up a lot of coins, get themselves another turn in. ESV Wildfire still hasn't turned in any coins, so they still have those towers are at pretty much full HP over in the mid lane there, so that's still something they need to focus on. If they were able to actually get a turn in, it would definitely give them a very big experience boost that might even it up just a little bit. But Maelstrom is definitely well on their way to having a very big window of opportunity with level 10 not too far off for them. One thing I want to note, both teams picking up a mule, and I agree with that decision. Oh no, Poom, did he mess up his blink? He has 8 coins, he's going to go down, and he just fed not only a lot of experience, but a lot of money to Cloud9 Maelstrom there.
So not only did the roam get the mid, and now after the second turn in and that kill on Poom, this is a very dangerous map for being solo. If you get caught out, you got coins, all of a sudden you're going to have turn in after turn in, and you're going to be minus forts, minus buildings, you're going to be minus map pressure, which again, look bottom. We got bruisers now going to be coming up to that bottom lane. We don't have fort mid. We are about to lose fort top. Well, okay, maybe not quite the fort top, but the gate for sure is already down. ESV Wildfire down 2 levels. They don't have heroics. They can't fight. And it's a lot of small capitalizations here for Maelstrom, because now they're pushing bottom. They got another set of gates. It's almost up 3 levels. They're about to just solidify 2 as we get the heroics. And what can ESV Wildfire do about this?
They're rotating to the golem top, which is, I think, is a good decision. They recognize that there was 3 of Maelstrom down in the bottom lane, pushing down fort. They're going, all right, they obviously are forfeiting this fort in an effort to get this golem. They do have the heroics now, and anytime we see a team get a golem like this, it always has a propensity of causing very crazy team fights. And is that 2 bright wings on my mini map?
It is. That's exactly
That is 2 bright wings on my mini map.
Oh my god, the Emerald Wind, the clone from Zuna solidifies that fort. That is almost now a 3-level lead. Sure, we got Knights pushing comboed here with the boss. That's actually a very strong push. But again, as you said, they're trading out. Zuna's actually about to drop into the bottom lane, but that's of course a clone. So don't worry about that, but worry about the amount of trading going on and how far Cloud9 is getting with these small trades.
Yep. So Ultimate Evolution is on cooldown now. Unfortunately, for the spectator client, it's bugged, and we don't actually ever see the cooldown on it. But it is going to be down for upwards of a minute to a minute and a half, as as we saw there in the last exchange, the Zuna Ultimate Evolution getting taken out. So ESV has a window of opportunity where there is no Ultimate Evolution. I want to see what they do with it. Obviously, they're getting their very first turn into the match here at the 7-minute mark. That's going to give them these towers mid lane. Not enough to take out the fort, though. Though it looks like King Caffeine going in there. He needs to be careful. He's separated from the rest of his team, and he's getting jumped on right there. There's a Ravenous Spirit doing a lot of damage. There's a Void Prison. It hits 2, but also cuts off the damage from King Caffeine. There's the Symbiote Hat keeping his shield on him in the meantime. Biceps is pretty much secluded away from his team. He needs to get out of there. He's going to mount up. Looks like he's going to have a clean getaway. Nope, he's going to have a clean return over around there. He's turning around, looking to do some more damage. And here comes the turnaround from King Caffeine, laying down the Howling Blast on a Pickles. He gets cleansed. There's the Panic Pause button as Evo gets taken out. He already used his Ravenous Spirit, so he is just no longer a factor in this whatsoever. And now ESV Wildfire recognizes that, and they are sounding the horns of retreat.
Well, when they're down their Nazebo, and you kind of have that Void Prison did actually stop out quite a bit of damage, and the Void Prison went up, immediately got canceled as quick as they could. There's still a little bit of time between cast and cancel. You can't insta do it, and losing out the Nazebo puts more experience in the pocket of Cloud9. They had the level 13 talent advantage. They use it very well. They also take out these bottom giants. More coins going into the coffers here of the black card. That's going to be another turn-in, which I believe is going to start working on middle keep and gates. We have no forts left at all on the map here for ESV. And it is going to be the mid, so that's more experience. It's going to be close to 16 by the end of it all.
Very close. And we're hitting a stage because one thing that ESV Wildfire has is they have 3 gathering powers, which is an awesome, awesome talent. That's why we see it used pretty much exclusively. But the thing is Wildfire hasn't gotten a single kill this whole entire match, actually. They haven't. So they are all with no stacks of those gathering powers. Usually at this stage in the match, you want to at least have a stack or two because they're pretty much not getting any benefit whatsoever. 3 heroes on the side of Wildfire are not getting any benefit whatsoever from their level 4 talent. And that's a pretty big deal. They need to start getting some pickoffs here, and so 3 heroes can actually start doing a little bit more damage.
I'm going to say that it's not exactly no benefit. They do get a default 8%, but yeah, as you say, with kills, it actually ramps up to 20%. 8 stacks of 2 brings up that 16. So it's not that they don't really get anything out of it. It's just they're not getting nearly as much out of it as they could. And, Cloud9, they're not really picking a lot of fights. We're almost 10 minutes in. It's only 4 kills from the few skirmishes we've had. It's been all about the coins. And this is why we almost never see this map, because there's just so much that does not depend on team fights. Wow, that Void Prison, but where's the follow-up?
There's the follow-up right there, Sean. You asked the question, you got the answer. Brightwing getting taken down there. I almost said Zuna because he was a Brightwing not that long ago. Get taken out, so finally, the ESV Wildfire getting that goose egg taken away from their name. They now have 1 kill, but here's their turnaround from King Caffeine with help of the symbiote. Hat right there. Pickles popping the Panafels to do some damage here. Dunk Train going to be taken out. Dimensional Shift obviously not being up. King Caffeine needs to be careful as he is a pretty rich guy right now. He has 7 coins, and they do not want to be giving up 7 coins as they only need 12 coins to get a full turn in here. Oh my lord, look at this turnaround though. Bim's getting a little too, the Witch Doctor getting a little too ham. They're getting taken down. Pickles going to be taken out as well. This is a 2v4 right now with the symbiote hat. There's 3 going down from King Caffeine. Good lord, he's got his eyes on Iacona. Don't know if he's gonna be able to catch up to him though, as he's pretty low on mana. And Iacona obviously can hit the sprint button, hit the heal up, and get away. Wow, what a turnaround from Cloud9 Maelstrom there, Sean.
You can never underestimate the power of an Arthas, man. Like that Howling Blast, the Tempest that he has going on, the self-heal, always putting out the Frostborn Hungers, and the Runic as well. I mean, everything adds up to just being a super hard to kill character, and we really showed it right there. Zuna's actually going to grab a coin here with the deep tunnel. Very cheeky there, Mr. Benjamin there, but they didn't take down King Caffeine, and this is exactly why we've been stacking all the coins on this Arthas. And he has 19 to turn in. That's going to be a 16 turn in. That's going to be a keep. Almost guaranteed. Mule or not, that's going to be a keep. Probably, well, I was going to say the top gate, but the top gate doesn't even exist in this machine. That's going to be a keep in a tower by the end of it all. And again, more Merc pressure coming out from both sides.
This is such a sticky situation to be in for ESV Wildfire because, as we mentioned on this map, there's a situation once we hit the stage that we're pretty much looking at right now, where the enemy team, one team will be asphyxiated to inside of their base because they just have to always constantly do. If lane's pushing in, they lose map control. The other team is getting all the mercenary camps, which is pretty much what is happening. Look at all the blue on the side of the map right now. They're also, now they're going up north to get the Golem. They have all the turn-ins dropping down. So now they're down 2 keeps. Almost down 3 keeps, and not only that, it's also compounded by the fact that they have to deal with a split push Abathur, who is now level 16.
So once again, back at the draft, I said that these are 2 very different teams. We only really got that Vala for the damage here on Cloud9. Doesn't matter. They've been winning these fights again and again. Void Prison going to go out. Got 3 caught into that net. Bims is actually going to get off, I think, this full duration Ravenous, but oh my god, like everybody's just converging on top of him. He's going to be actually dead in the water. The hit points are not looking good whatsoever for ESV Wildfire. Now, Dunk Train with that Oracle, you could not hide from the Tassadar Boom, not with that range increase on the side, not with that Archon. 3 dead in the water, 4 with the Uther Ghost now about to pop, and that is going to be the team cleanup here for Cloud9 Maelstrom, as they only lost out the Arthas. They got so many coins. They're going to go for this half-health keep. Don't know if they can go for the win. I don't think they can, but Zuna's going to style a little bit here anyway.
The Slapathur is out here, ladies and gentlemen, doing that huge amount of damage that he does to the keep. And yeah, the new buffed core, I don't think they have enough time with the low respawn timers to be able to do any significant damage to the core. But they've now put themselves in a great situation as far as map presence goes and just map control. That what I was talking about right before that team fight happened. They can go all around the map, grab all the mercenary camps, get all the coins, and just win through attrition of just keeping the enemy team asphyxiated inside of their base, going to the coins, turning it in, and eventually just taking it down that way. And that's exactly what they are doing. And one thing I want to talk about that last team fight, you can tell that Cloud9 Maelstrom is used to doing Corehound packs in Molten Core, because almost every single team member on the side of ESV Wildfire died around the exact same time. Probably attributed to the fact that they have a lot of AoE damage in the double strafe from the 2 Valas with Abathur. I was just watching the health bars, and they were all about, like, they all almost died at the exact same time.
Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, the Core Hounds are definitely a big throwback to my Molten Core days back at level 60. Screw all this level 100 nonsense, but a little bit of engage going down as Iakona's really going to jump forward here with the pickles. They're looking for the dunk train, but Dunk is not caring whatsoever. He goes right in through it. He's actually going to pay for that one with his life. That's going to be a Void Prison now in the back. Iacona, War, Greymon, King Caffeine all stuck in that one. Here comes Bims with the Ravenous and the Shotgun, but it only lands on top of King Caffeine as he does not care whatsoever what kind of damage you're putting down on top of him. He will survive. Zuna styling a little bit because on the back of all that was the cannon shots because of the coin turn-in, the Mercs, and that is going to be a win for Cloud9 Maelstrom.
Cloud9 Maelstrom showing us typical Cloud9 Heroes of the Storm. Very well played by them. That's the first time we've seen an Abathur pickup from them, at least that I have seen from them since the most recent change. And obviously Abathur fits really well into this map just because of that split push factor compounded with the turn-in mechanism. The map objective is on Blackheart space. So very well played by them. They drafted very smart. They drafted to the map and just a very strong draft overall and just strong execution. That was a pretty convincing win from Cloud9 Maelstrom.
It was, and they had control of the game basically from start to finish. So ESV Wildfire, they did show us something new. It's that level 1 group up that they do in order to bring down a tower really low so they can finish it off later. I really like that aggressive style. I think that's definitely a statement saying, well, there's free experience. We're just going to go to a lane. Doesn't matter if there's 1 or 2 defenders. We're all 5. You're probably not going to kill us with the draft because we do have decent supports. We know how to get all these cannon shots out of it, how to get all this damage. Very, very interesting to see. Again, more evolving strats here in high meta NA. But that's going to do it for Cloud9 Maelstrom and ESV Wildfire. We're going to find another match for you guys here in Go4Heroes Americas Cup number 2. FourCourtJester and the Shane Gucher. We will return. So have a few hero trailers because, hero trailers are good. They do a good job there for Blizzard. So see you in a few.